I don't know how many of you guys follow me every video. You have to be pretty serious to actually have listened to me talk about this. But do you guys remember me talking about Black is King and Beyonce's she had this quote on Black is King about like, if I don't know my language, how can I know myself? And if I don't know myself, how can you know me? And all this crap. And what I was thinking about related to that quote recently is Ahmed and Ali and everyone who has a name, Farah, and everyone who has a name that no one can say. Like all these Arab people. Muhammad Atta, you can say his name. But I'm just saying, like, I can imagine an Arab person being in the United States and not a single person can say their name. You can't even say my freaking name. And it gets to them. And I feel like trans people are like that, are very similar to like Beyonce, who like I've been stolen from my country and no one will let me have my language, and the reason that everything's wrong in my life, the reason I have depression in my life, the reason I have problems is because no one knows my name. It's because I got stolen from Africa and no one can even speak my language, and I can't even speak my language. And it's like trans people saying, if only people will accept my gender, then everything will be okay. And the reality is that's not the way it is. And I do agree that if people actually accepted you, that you would have a less depressing life. And if there's anyone that fights for trans people to actually be accepted, it's not just acceptable to be a trans person, it's acceptable to marry a trans person. It's me. I'm just saying, like, I really, really am okay with it. Like, I'm like very okay with it. But if your happiness is defined by other people's perception of you, like your happiness is like, if only people would believe that I'm a man when I was born a woman, and they will accept, if only people will accept that I'm a man, then suddenly everything will be okay. But the reality is, I don't believe that. And I think the real problem is that it has nothing to do with people accepting your pronoun. It has to do with like the religion telling people to hate you. And even the people that are not hateful, that are part of that religion, they feel bad for you. You're a sinner. You're going to hell. But doesn't mean I'm not going to be polite to you. Like, I'm just saying, I really do think, like, when I hear Josh from Bad Flower, and I hear his songs where he's got some serious, he had some serious depression problems. He's got some serious suicidal thought problems in his music. And when I hear that, I think this is because he doesn't know how to feel accepted in society, or he didn't, because of his natural inclination, which is like to actually be gay, which is versus me, which you can train me to not be gay. My mom trained me not to be gay. There's nothing worse a person can be in my house than gay. There are some people that can be trained not to be gay, and there are some people that don't have to be trained, like that you can't train them not to be gay. Like Josh in my house, you want to talk about someone that would have actually committed suicide. Like, he'd be dead because he knows that he's like the embodiment of evil according to his religion. Because I'm just saying, like, there's a reason that Christians, even though they believe in separation between church and state, don't think that gay people should have the right to get married. It's because the moment that gay people start getting married, then our country has accepted that sin is acceptable, and we will not let people. And I'm just saying, like, you're a sinner. Like you're like, every time you screw each other, you're making our country sinful. And so I'm just saying, like, how in the world do such a large percentage of people who like are, I'm accepting of gay people, I just don't think you should be able to get married, even though it's your business. How is that the case? It's because their religion says that gay people are evil. Like, you have accepted that you're evil if you're gay, and I don't like that. And but I also like, my whole thing is I want to help gay people break out of this whole. Break away from the desire to be a Christian. Like, you should not want to be a Christian. Like, you should, like, this whole trans preacher crap pisses me off because pieces of shit are telling people that this is acceptable. It's acceptable to be a Christian gay person. Fuck that. We should never accept Christianity if you're gay. You should fight it. You should fight it tooth and nail. You should never say that it's acceptable. It's like Pete Buttigieg. Fuck that. This guy is so bad for the gay community because he's a mainstream gay person that everyone accepts. He's a very acceptable gay person who's Christian, who's encouraging gay people to hate themselves. And bottom line is, that religion's fucking stupid if you've actually studied it. And the only people that actually follow that religion after a certain amount of time are very, very like a trans person who really doesn't want to accept that they have that extra chromosome that the other gender doesn't have. Like, I mean, you need to go watch women's basketball. That's it.